Hi, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be decluttering my storage room, and I am so excited for this project, like beyond excited. I love having things organized, and this is something that has remained unorganized for quite a while. So if you are new to my channel, I created this channel as a homeschooling resource to give you different curriculum ideas, different organizational ideas, and ways to invite Christ into your homeschool space. So if you're interested in those things, please hit that subscribe button and let's declutter. Okay, before we actually get down into the storage room and you get to see what it all looks like before we declutter and make it hopefully 100% better, I just wanted to give a slight little background on it. So we've lived in this house just over 2 years. And when we moved in, there was obviously a lot of other things to take care of. It had a yard. It's a pretty new house, so it had grass already, but there was still a ton of landscaping that needed to be done. So we spent the last couple years focusing more on that kind of stuff. And the storage room just was a little bit neglected. I'm basically a minimalist. I don't know if basically is the right word, but when it comes to collecting junk, I don't collect junk. I hate it. I get rid of stuff. I throw my kids' papers away. I'm one of those people. I'm like, nope, it's fine. We don't need all the memories. You can have some memories. We don't need them all. So there isn't a ton of stuff in this storage room, but there is enough that it's cluttered, right? And it's on the floor. When stuff is just scattered on the floor without an actual place for it to go, then it looks even worse. Sorry, the sun is gonna come blazing in on my face right now. As you can see all the lines everywhere. So we might get a lot of sun and then it might disappear again in the clouds. But this has been a long time in coming. It's something I've wanted to do since we moved into this house. We don't have like a cold storage room. We just have a storage room that sits under our front office. And so I wanted to put some shelves in there. Originally, I was planning on building them out of wood like I did some of the ones for our garage. But since I haven't gotten around to it till this year, and wood is super expensive, I decided just to buy metal shelves. When I priced everything out, all the wood I would need to build shelves for the space, it was the same cost to just buy metal shelves, which usually isn't the case, except for this year, which is now last year, I guess, when this video comes out. But in 2020, yeah, the wood was really expensive. So I decided to get these metal shelves, so I just ordered some from Home Depot. So I need to put those all together, and that's what you're gonna be able to see in these videos is me putting them together. And then my kids are gonna help me a little bit, pull stuff out and put stuff back in, and we're just gonna organize it a slight bit. And then I also wanted a space for some food storage. Food storage is important to me. I've grown up hearing about the importance of food storage. We always had quite a bit of food storage when I was younger as a child. And I've really wanted to have our supply of food storage. It's important to me, especially as a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It's something we're taught quite frequently is to make sure we have some extra food, either for us or in a disaster, we can share with others. Just the importance of being prepared. So I wanted to make sure we had a space to put this food storage, and we've always had extra food. You know, I wouldn't just buy like a week's worth and that's it, but I wanted a little bit more. So like when I go to the store, buy a few extra cans and then I can put them down in the storage room. So I wanted a space for all that stuff as well. So we're gonna create that space. We're gonna get all the other stuff organized, hopefully well. We'll see how it all goes. And so, yeah, I'm gonna take you down there and we're going to see what it looks like before, and then we'll come back here and wrap it up. Okay, so here is the storage room. Sorry, the lighting in here is not super great, but we're gonna do what we can with it. So I bought some shelves that I'm gonna put up here, and I will show them to you as I build them and stuff like that. So I'm gonna put a couple smaller shelves on this side, hopefully to put some more like food storage type things on. And then this side I'll have some taller ones that basically go up to the ceiling. I'm gonna cover up the whatever, what can I think what this is called? I want to call it stuffing insulation right here, because they've covered it up over here when they built the house, but they didn't cover this. So I need to get some more paper to cover that up. But then I'm going to build not build them. Well, sort of build them, I guess. I bought them at Home Depot, but I'm going to build them and put them up, the shelves that are going to go up all the way to the ceiling, and then I'll put some of this homeschool stuff on it. So I have a bunch of stuff right here that's all boxes and bins of math mostly, and then I have some different jars over here that I didn't have room in my pantry for, so I need to figure out where those can go. Obviously, just some of the stuff that we bring in from outside, that's right there. Sorry, I'm gonna like trip all over everything that's on the floor right here. And then we have all these boxes over here. So I have some Christmas stuff. There's a little bit more decor stuff underneath this box right here that jacket's on top of. I think this box has books in it. So there's kind of just this mess. There's some water, right? Just a few like extra things, water and toilet paper and wipes and stuff. I used to decorate cakes, so that's what's in this box right here, just a bunch of stuff. So those bins will hopefully all go on this shelving unit, so it'll be on this side. And then I'm going to try to have a little bit more food storage options on this side. So that's kind of the before of what this mess looks like. So hopefully it looks a lot better when we're all done. Okay, so I have these shelves that I got from Home Depot. These are a little bit shorter ones, I believe. I have a bigger one over here, and there's another one out in the garage. We just didn't have room to put it somewhere, and the other one is a little bit broken open. So we haven't brought it inside yet. So I'm going to assemble these shelves in just a minute. We're going to clear this out. I think my kids are going to help me. We're going to come in here and clear all this stuff out so I can start building the shelves in here and get everything organized and put back together.
Teamwork is teamwork.
Okay, so we hit a bit of a snag. The shelves we got, I ordered them a long time ago, but they were just delivered last week. And one of them looked like it might have been a little bit bent and broken. And I wasn't too worried if it was the metal shelves that sit on the whole structure, but it was one of the side, like, legs. That's what they're called, the side legs. And so obviously that's important if that's ruined. And so we're going to see if we can just exchange it at Home Depot, because we ordered it online, but it's from Home Depot. So we'll see if that works, or if we have to order a whole new one, so we might not get it for a while. So anyways, I look somewhat a mess. I just started doing stuff right after I worked out, so I don't even know what's going on, and you can probably hear my kids screaming in the background. But I'm gonna go eat breakfast. I might shower now, I'm not quite sure, and might just go through and organize a few of the bins and start putting a few of them back on this shelf right here. So we'll see how it goes. You know, things are unexpected right now, and that's just what happens. So we'll go with the flow and we'll get it done eventually.
Hello, welcome back to our video. We can go wherever posy. Crack the cozy. Glasses, all fell down.
Okay, so I showered. Obviously, my hair looks a little different now. I like have this little halo glow from this light over here. And luckily, Home Depot had another shelving unit. So I'm gonna bring that one in and start putting it together. I've already started organizing a little bit. These aren't gonna stay on those shelves, but I needed to put them somewhere just so we could get our basement cleaned back up. So let's put the shelf together. Okay, so here I'm going through our different craft activities, just sorting through them, and some of them need to be put in bigger bins because I just have too many of them. Who can have too many crafts? Like, really? And then I'm going to put labels on them so that I know what each of them are. And then here I'm going through some of our binders. I'm just putting them in a storage device so that I can see the names, and it's just easier to keep them this way in the storage room. It's become a family affair over here. We're reliving memories. I'm Harry Potter.
You have 9 and 10 of these. Harry Potter.
Okay, so it's been a hot minute since I've been in the storage room, but I still have some things I need to organize on these shelves. I need to move this homeschool stuff over here and just get it all organized and sorted in a way that works. I'm not quite sure yet what that is. And then I got this bigger bin down here on the ground because this bin is too small. All this stuff, this is kind of like memory stuff from when we were kids in high school for me and my husband. And so I need to, there's a child's head poking in. So I need to move this stuff into this bin, and hopefully it will fit better in this bin, and then we can use this one for something else. And so I'm going to go through and organize some of this stuff, and hopefully it won't take too long and we can get it done quickly. So this is our memories box, and I'm organizing it. It didn't fit in that bin, so I bought a new bin, and then it didn't fit in that bin, so I reorganized it several times until I got it all to fit. Hallelujah! Here I'm going through some more crafts, some things I just bought for Christmas, for fall time, just organizing all the homeschool stuff, trying to get everything as organized and labeled as possible so I know exactly what I have and where it all is. So this is a bin for all of our extra homeschool supplies and some craft supplies and things like that, so they're all in one place and I can easily find them. And then I reorganized this shelf so many times trying to figure out the best way to make it work, and I think I finally figured it out. Okay, so I'm down in the dungeon. As you can tell, it's just dark down here. The lighting is not super great, so sorry about that. And it's kind of cold. I'm wearing my grandpa sweater. That's what it reminds me of, is like the sweater that a grandpa would wear. And I have a few pantry items that I'm ready to put on these shelves. I do not have stuff that's going to fill all of these shelves up right now, but I put them all up because eventually I hope to have this filled up and have that like food storage supply going on. So I cleaned out my pantry earlier today while my husband was so nice and took my kids out to run some errands, so I had the whole house to myself. So I cleaned the pantry and took out some of the canned goods and a few other things that I had that were extra, that were just taking up a lot of space in the pantry. And I have them down here, and I'm going to put them in these containers right here. So these are from the Container Store, and I saw someone else, I think on Pinterest, that use these to put canned goods in. So I'm gonna put labels on them, and these are just, the labels are from Amazon. So I'll make sure those things are all linked down in my blog post below, so if you wanna check them out, you can. So I'm gonna get these labeled, and I might not have cans to go in these right now, but if I can think of what I wanna put in them, I'll put a label on them. Otherwise, I'll just leave them blank until I get the things to put in them. But I'm hoping now that I actually have space for, that's gonna tip over, for food to go and to have extra food storage stuff, that every week now when I go to the store I can just buy a few extra items and they can be added to all this stuff. So I'm gonna get at that, and you'll be able to see a little bit of me doing that, and I'm gonna write on top of the cans the date I'm putting them down here so I can use the oldest cans first, and then when I get other things from the store, I'll make sure to put the date I got them on there, just so I can make sure I'm changing them out and using the oldest ones first. So let's get to work and finish this storage room organization. Okay, so we're ready for the big reveal. Are you guys so excited to go in here? It looks so much better. I am so happy about this. So let me just quickly go through everything so that we're not here all day. But this shelving unit right here, sorry, I'll try to back up so you can see it, but there's not a lot of space in here to do that. So this one I created all for homeschooling stuff. And so most of the stuff at the top is all math. There is some reading, but most of that's all math. And there are a few units behind these ones that if you can see that box back there, and I think there's some on the top that we're not using this year. So I put them back there so I could get everything to fit. And then we have some geography, some word strips, again, just kind of a mix. It's mostly math, but a few other things as well. And down here, I moved, again, some of our curriculum from our homeschool closet that we're not using right now. I put it down here just so it's not taking up space there. And then I labeled it. These labels you'll see later as well when I show you some other things. They're from Amazon, so I'll make sure they're linked down below. But these are some extra binders, not binders, like notebooks, I guess. We have some books, some that we need to still read for group reading, some that my son's reading right now for 3rd grade. And then this is just more reading stuff, some all about reading. Is that what this one is? Yes, all about reading stuff that we're not using right now. Some different activities that I sometimes pull out. And then we have some science stuff. So we did biology last year. So this is all of our biology stuff. Some scripture things that we're not using this year. We kind of rotate through some different scripture stuff we're using. So the stuff we're not using right now. More geography stuff. And then most of these are all like teacher manuals. Some of it's extra curriculum we're not using at the at the moment. And so that's all right there. And then down here, there's just a bunch of extra supplies right here. So bins that are empty. And then that box has a whole bunch of binders that we're not using at the moment. And then there's a little tube down there that has our tree in it for giving thanks that we sometimes do in November, and then a US map in it. And then again, just some extra supplies down here. This is all of our craft and art supplies right here. I have them sort of separated by season, and then Christmas, I just have so many crafts that get their own box. And then this bin right here is a whole bunch of extra supplies that we are not currently using, but we might use at some point. And so I just put it in there. I put a list of what's in there and also what I have in my homeschool room. So if I decide on a craft, I can look through the list and see if we have everything. And if we don't, then I'll know what to buy, but then we won't have duplicates of things and I'm not buying extra stuff. And then in between these racks, this is a bike rack. We don't use it very often. It was something my father-in-law had and he wasn't using. So I kind of hid it in there because maybe we'll use it one day. I'm not really sure. Part of me just wants to get rid of it, but another part of me is like, well, I like biking, so maybe we'll use it. And then this shelf is a whole bunch of just our extra storage stuff, our Christmas supplies, like holiday. That's what I'm trying to say here. Seasonal stuff. So that's what most of these boxes are. These are all Christmas. They're kind of a mess right now because we're going to take down our Christmas stuff pretty soon. This is an extra tree. Sorry, the lighting in here is so bad. That's an extra tree over there that I used when my kids were little. And this is the one that's upstairs right now. So we're going to take that down. This is just an extra mat. Sometimes we use it when people come over to stay and they can sleep on the floor. This box normally has my kids' snow clothes in it. Right now they're all over the garage floor. So that might go upstairs in the laundry room and then they can just put their snow clothes in it so they're not on my garage floor for like 4 months of winter. This has a whole bunch of flags in it. My husband also has a Haitian channel and he got a huge Haitian flag. So I'll link that video down below if you're interested. It's all in Haitian Creole, so I don't even understand it, but it's still fun to watch. And so that's mostly what's in there. There is an American flag or a couple of them, but there's a massive Haitian flag in there. And then this is, again, some holiday decor. This is a mixture of like spring and fall stuff. So I might eventually separate it into its own box and put labels, maybe just with tape on them, of what they are. But right now stuff is fitting in there. So we'll see once I take down Christmas stuff if it all still fits. And then there's a fan down here that we sometimes use in the garage in the summer because that's where our gym stuff is set up. Or I work out sometimes down here in the basement and use the fan. And then this is all cake decorating stuff right here. When I was 10 years younger, before I had kids and right before we got married and right after we got married, I did a lot of cake stuff. I made our wedding cake. I made some siblings' wedding cakes. And it was a lot of fun. I just haven't done much with it now. So I have a lot of stuff in there that I don't use very frequently. So I don't keep it upstairs. This is just some extra like camping stuff. You can't even really see it because of the light. But there's a Dutch oven, something for the tower for doing the charcoal, and a backpack. And then this picnic table is usually outside. But since it's winter, it's stored right there. So then let's see what this other side looks like. I'm going to kind of scan backwards so you can see what it all looks like here. So my plan is to have this all for food storage or, paper goods storage, all sorts of storage down here. And so that's what the plan is over here. And obviously we're just starting. I do keep some extra stuff up in my pantry. And so I took a few of the things that I had way too much extra and brought them down here. But now I have a spot to actually put stuff for food storage. So right here, these are just ReadyWise kits. I just ordered these just to have some like 72-hour extra stuff here. We used to have 72-hour kits, but they need to be redone. And so those will probably go down here once they're redone. And then on this shelf, these containers are from the Container Store. Sorry, I'm like bouncing the camera all over the place. And so I really like them. I didn't know how many I needed when I first ordered them. So I need to order some more now that I kind of see it in this space. So this is just miscellaneous stuff that doesn't really have a spot yet. But I did put some pasta sauces in here. And then this is just like wheat berry seeds that we use for Easter and grow a little wheat berry seed grass thing for Easter. And then some freeze-dried fruit that I like to use for baking. You grind it up and put it in frostings and it gives you a really, really good flavor. And then some extra protein waffle mix. And then up here is where I'm putting all the canned stuff. And I saw someone on Pinterest use these containers to put the cans in. And so these smaller ones are good for the really teeny containers. Theirs showed that the tomato paste would fit in this container, but mine don't actually fit sideways. So I have to decide if I still want to use this or if I want to get a bigger container for the tomato paste. But as you can see here, these containers fit in there like perfectly. And so I just kind of labeled this. I don't have any extra tomato sauce right now. But then the refried beans, that's what's in there. And then all of these containers, let me grab one out for you. I put the date on the top that I put them in here, just so I can keep track of what's the oldest, and we use that first as I take stuff upstairs when I run out upstairs. And so that's kind of how I'm keeping track of things. But then we have some beans. These are all different kinds of beans, and I need to get some more black beans. And then over here, hi, I have a kid joining me. So over here, I have some plates. This will probably be more a paper good type section. We'll see as things fill out if we need more space. And then some extra Clorox wipes, toilet paper. These are all glass, like mason jars. So I don't know if I'll get another container like this to store the smaller ones in because it works really well, but I just couldn't find any at the store. It was pretty cleared out. So those boxes have some more of these. They do have some bigger jars and smaller ones as well. So we'll figure it out. Oh, there she is. And so she's still in her pajamas. And then this box down here wouldn't fit on the shelves behind me. It has a whole bunch of like memory type stuff in it for me and my husband. And we enjoyed going through that. It just is like a lot of high school stuff like letters, jerseys. There's newspapers in the bottom from when my husband was born, the year he was born, and we've done that for our kids as well. So those are all in there. And then some water right here. And then we also have a spigot over here. So we probably will fill up some water to put down here with that spigot. And then I think that's about all, but I left this space open because there's an outlet here. So if we ever get an extra freezer, this is probably where I'd put it, is right here. And then this is just an extra keyboard that I have to decide what to do. Maybe our Let's Play music teacher will need it. And then the water table is down here as well, because in the summer it's outside. So in the spring we'll probably put it back outside, but for right now it's stored down here. So that is our storage room, and I really am just so excited. It's so much better, so much cleaner, it's organized, and now I have a place to put food storage, which is what I've been wanting to do for a really long time. Okay, so that was the storage room. I thought it turned out so good, guys. Like, I am so beyond excited. Every time I open it, it just like fills me with joy. I love having things organized. I hate a mess. It drives me absolutely insane. And so I just love it. I love it. I think that there's good places for everything. There's good spots for all of our homeschool stuff. There's good spots for our food storage. And I think that it turned out really, really great. And I'm excited just to keep building our food storage, because right now we don't really have a whole lot of stuff for down there, but I'm excited to keep building it up and have some more food storage. So I really enjoyed cleaning up the storage room and getting it all done, even though it took quite a while from start to finish. I'm just glad that it's done, and I absolutely love it, and it just makes me so happy. So if you enjoy seeing these types of videos, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.